So, Psychiatry Working Group we started like in late 2019, and so most of the work was done in 2020. So we started work on psychiatry vocabulary, which is represented from psychiatry scales. So there were a couple of use cases where people have um, the scales in their patient data, and we didn't have any equivalent in OMOP. So we decided to add those scales. So here is an example of what we do have in Athena. So there are about 200 of scales added. And for psychiatry, there is no measures like lab tests, or there is pretty little of them. So to make some objective diagnosis, we use this questionnaires, scales, and inventories. Um, and this work was done as a collaboration of several organizations like Aju University, SMINDU, University de Lille, and Acrivia. Mm. Also, there was involved with N3C NLP group to understand patterns in the scale data extraction process. So not only vocabulary was we worked on, but also we worked on external validation of model predicting bipolar, misdiagnosed as MDD, and also we validate machine learning model predicting newly diagnosed MDD patients. MDD stands for mild depressive disorder, within 1 year after initiation of beta blocker for cardiovascular disease. So the idea is that pretty often, so about the first study, pretty often bipolar is misdiagnosed as MDD. So using those prediction model, we might raise awareness of clinicians, like which signs should be looked at and when the signs can be predictors of MDD. So this was validated on different, and what's interesting, it was validated on different countries, like it was Chinese data set, was US data sets, and in all different data sets it worked. And in this year, we continue on both vocabularies and studies. So on vocabularies, we want to, explore scales topic and looking at the content, like what's normally added or mm, what use case are added, and also we think of another structure. So instead of having, and actually this work is going outside of just psychiatry working group, it will affect all OMOP because this is how we are going to represent measurements. Instead of just variable value pairs, we want to put them as a one concept. Like here, you can see that we have RAS scale, and it has their values from -5 to +4. And instead of putting this in a measurement as a variable value pair, we actually already made those concepts. So for RAS score is just a pilot. We give only one concept which represents this particular condition. When patient has some condition standing for like RAS scale +4, meaning patient is combative. And thus we can build a hierarchy for that condition, and also it can be easier when you build the concept sets. As you know, when you populate values in Atlas, you can't put concept sets there, right? You put just one by one. And in this case, we create this vocabulary structure. So you're able to put all, let's say if you want to find all combative patients, regardless of what measure was used for. You can create concept sets of those measurement concept ID with standing for combative, regardless of whether it was measured by RAS scale or it was measured by some other behavior inventory or even doctor's clinical assessment. So we're working on this measurement domain changes, and I don't know, probably when we will get a nice proposal, we can come up to a bigger group. For example, we can make, yeah, in a CDM call, we can make a presentation of that. So it's work of psychiatry working group and vocabulary team together. Okay. Also, we continue work on vocabulary, not only scales, but also looking for other vocabularies like DSM-5 and how it should be added to OMOP or not. Yeah, and also we want to collaborate with other groups. Want to find funding. So one of them is RDoc framework. So we looking at what are their metrics and how and what are their grants and whether we can help them with these metrics and whether grants can be we can apply to that. Also network studies. For example, now we have this surveillance study, and as far as I understand, it's still ongoing. So if someone wants to join the group, join the study, you're welcome. And also, we continue exploration of NLP effort to extract psychiatric codes from unstructured data sources. Right, so it's another source of use cases, and that's it. So you're welcome to join and yeah, be a part of the team.